Granholm, as Kristen Welker mentioned, in the final day of campaigning, Michigan has emerged as perhaps an unexpected battleground, was one of the final stops for the candidates and their surrogates. It is good to see their governor. Is Michigan really a battleground right now, or has Secretary Clinton and her campaign just been shoring up a state they think they have?
No, I think it's the latter. I think that we are feeling so great. In fact, if I were feeling any more great about this election, they'd have to arrest me. They would have to arrest me. I've got the juju, the positive energy juju that we are feeling is just terrific. So yeah, Michigan, we strongly believe, and if you look at any of the objective prognosticators like 538 or the Upshot, they're giving it, between a 75 and 90% chance of going Hillary Clinton. And of course, we know that Michigan and New Hampshire and Pennsylvania are game day states, and that's why they spent time there to shore up what they know is necessary for them and to make sure that Donald Trump didn't have a sneak in under the wire late victory.
Governor, you're practically out of breath. You're so excited about the outcome here. What would you say? I mean, you don't want to get too overconfident. The votes haven't been cast yet. Where are the areas of concern for you in the Clinton campaign, if not in the state of Michigan?
Yeah, I don't think it's in Michigan. I mean, I was predicting yesterday that I was predicting that we would take Ohio too, and I know that the early vote numbers in Ohio, at least in Cuyahoga County, weren't as much as everybody wanted, but they were really record-breaking in Franklin and Hamilton counties, where Columbus and Cincinnati are. So we're crossing our fingers for that. But 2/3 to 3/4 of that early vote being in, both in Nevada and in North Carolina and in Florida, where she is ahead in all of those states. She's even ahead in Iowa, not as much as Barack Obama was before, but she's still ahead in the early votes. So I don't know, we're feeling pretty good. Not overconfident, of course, but I don't know, I'm feeling really good. I can tell you, after all of this time where our stomach has all been in a knot, and I'm speaking collectively, I was just in the makeup room, and Penny, the makeup artist, was telling me that there is a 6 o'clock call for a global meditation on the election. Perhaps that would be a good recipe for me.
Okay, Hallie Jackson.
Meg Ryan, I'll have what she's had.
I'll have what she's had. This is what I love about Jennifer Granholm. Hallie, you have to ask her a question that gets that Democratic National Convention Jennifer Granholm to come out, because she's right there. She's right.
She's already there.
Yeah,
we're on the edge.
It's the one that. Yeah, look, there you go. Go, Hallie, go.
Because
go
you say you're not overconfident, but you sound incredibly confident. And it's interesting to me that you talk about Ohio, because that is a place that I think a lot of operatives on both sides say is a really an uphill challenge for Hillary Clinton. And so I wonder what you are seeing there that gives you room for optimism, other than, as Mark says, whatever your sort of your excitement today. Right?
I'm drinking coffee, so it's really nothing illegal.
But talk Ohio, because that is a surprising one. I'm not sure even the Clinton campaign feels all that confident about Ohio.
I know, and perhaps it's because I've been talking to the chairman of the Ohio Democrats, David Pepper, who has been sending me all these clips about what early voting looked like. Like, there were lines, and there was sort of a party atmosphere, and it was down the block, and they were seeing these incredible, especially late numbers out of Cuyahoga County, even. And if they had not cut off the early voting in Ohio, they feel like they would have been at par. At least that's what they're saying. And they feel like, from their internal modeling, that they have banked some votes that will, prove out to be, I think, very competitive in the end. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, obviously. But I hope when you talk to me tomorrow morning, we will say that not only did she take all of the battleground states, but even the ones where y'all were, skeptical, I hope that she's victorious, because ultimately you want to be able to have her come in with a message of unity, where she says the country, even those, as she's saying now on the campaign, that didn't vote for her, even those who were angry because of lost jobs and all of that they feel like they have a president who speaks for them, and that obviously is a message that's important for the Midwest.
Former Governor Jennifer Granholm, check your coffee. Thank you.
Thank you.
Check it.
I used to love an interview where the guest has to clarify it's nothing illegal. That was a quote from her. Yeah.
She just lets it rip. She gets so excited. I love it. I absolutely love it. I can't wait to see her tomorrow morning. I cannot wait.
She's obviously, listen, she said she wasn't feeling overconfident, but she is psyched. She is giddy. She talked about the juju, Mika.
I know.
But what's interesting to me, though, you're seeing it whether it's warranted or not on both sides. You saw Eric Trump this morning. He was out on the networks and he's predicting Florida. He's calling it for his father, which he kind of has to do right on election day. I have nothing to lose other than calling it. But the Trump campaign obviously has an uphill climb.
Hallie Jackson, thank you as well. Still ahead, Senator Al Franken is pushing for
Franken of Minnesota, of course, better known as the Trump state. I mean, Trump's going to win your state,
Yeah,
right?
he's got it,
He told
right?
us he's got it in the bag. He went their campaign.
He'll be okay.
Do we paint that red yet?
I'm the poster child for close elections. So I'm going to spend the rest of the day getting out our Democratic vote. That's what I care about. I won by a whopping 312 votes back in 2008. So every vote counts. I don't know what Granholm was on, but
oh my Lord, she's very confident, and you are a direct contrast.
By the way, which is
Wow.
by the way, that's the way to be, right? You run scared, you play scared, you try to get every single vote, right?
yeah, the way I am. The way I am. I didn't like her juju thing, by the way.
You didn't like the choo-choo?
That scared me.
Excited. Ow. Come on, she's excited.
Okay,
We're
but
the first woman president.
that was a dog whistle.
Well,
God, I love
Al, maybe we had a remarkable conversation with Michael Moore earlier this week. A guy who 10 years ago, obviously, I couldn't find one thing I agreed with him on. We both agreed, and I'm sure you agree as well, that working class voters, middle class voters, whether they're Republican or Democrat, whatever they are, they're being left behind. Isn't that really not just a great challenge of the next president, but the great challenge of our time economically?
Yeah, I grew up, I was born in 1951. My dad didn't graduate high school. He was a printing salesman. But I grew up feeling like I was the luckiest kid in the world because I was growing up middle class during the height of the middle class in America, in Minnesota. And I want kids to feel that way again. I think we can do that. I think there are approaches that Hillary Clinton has to shoring up the middle class. And I think that Democrats are all focused on that, creating a path to the middle class for those who aspire to it, and doing a lot of things. And one of them isn't tax cuts for the very wealthiest Americans, but it's about things like sick leave and higher a minimum wage and making sure we have early childhood education. There are all kinds of making college more affordable. Those are the things I wish we had been talking about a little bit more in this race. And I think that is a very important topic, and there's all kinds of different takes on how to do that.
Senator Franken, it's Willie Geist. Good to see you this morning. Beginning tonight, once this race is called, once we know who the next president is, once all these Senate races are settled, people will start asking what the country looks like now, what Washington looks like now. There's been a lot of skepticism that the two sides can get together, not just in the country, but specifically in Congress as it relates to the president. Can you give people some hope today that things will work better, perhaps, than they've worked in the past?
Yeah, sure. Hillary Clinton was in the Senate for 8 years. I have a lot of friends, colleagues on the other side of the aisle who worked with her and said she was great to work with. And I'm very optimistic about her willingness to reach out to them. And, this is kind of going to be a little bit in... if Hillary wins, which I obviously hope she does, it's going to be a little bit in their side of the court. They're going to have to figure out how the Republican Party, what it's going to be going forward. And I hope we don't see a repeat of obstructionism that we saw during the Obama administration. I hope we work together, and I think that she always talks about trying to find common ground, standing her ground when she has to. But I'm looking forward to doing my job and working with my colleagues on both sides of the aisle.
All right, Senator Al Franken, thank you so much.
Very much.
Thank you for your measured approach.
Very measured.
As opposed to Jennifer Granholm.
That's me.
That's me.
makes sense.
All right, thank you so much. Mike Barnicle, I love what he said, by the way. Born in 51, his dad, working class guy, he just felt lucky to be an American and, middle class. How do we get that American dream back? I mean, that's the question moving forward.
One of the things we have to do is stop maligning people. And I was going to ask Al Franken about the dangers of automatically maligning Trump voters, a certain percentage of whom would have voted for Bernie Sanders.
Again, there's the thing, Michael Moore. I thought, again, we're looking for things to be positive about. Michael Moore comes on here, and his entire film is him engaging Trump voters, not insulting Trump voters. That's what we have to do.
It's a big opportunity.
We've got to engage, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look at this country is a gift to us. And this country is not a song, it's not the Star-Spangled Banner, it's not the flag waving that occurs on Memorial Day, it's every hour of every day, and it's the ability that we all have today to go out and vote. That's what this country is, the gift to us.
And Mark Halperin, to channel Tom Brokaw, today is also the day for the media to sit back and let the voters have the final word.
The pageantry of the greatest democracy on earth. I'm trying to channel Mike Barnicle poetry here, speak only on iambic pentameter.
You're doing very well.
There's been a lot of negativity, but the engagement of voters and for both presidential candidates has been huge. They're passionate about the country and the direction it should go, and hopefully we'll have a clean enough result that we can have a chance to work together.
Mika, what are you looking for tonight?
Well, this time tomorrow we'll have a new president, and we'll be in Studio 8H talking about it with a fantastic audience. I'm looking for peace tonight. I'm looking for clarity tonight, and I'm probably looking ahead to the next woman president of the United States. How about you?